I'm Harsahib Singh. I'm a professor of strategy at the Birla Institute of Management Technology. And we have with us today Mr. Tarun Gautam, founder and CEO Navrik Software Solutions. So, welcome, sir. I extend a warm welcome to you at the Birla Institute of Management Technology. And for our students and for the entire fraternity here at BIMTech, we have a few questions for you. So, being the founder of the company of software solutions, I want to understand from you what inspired you to take up entrepreneurship.
Sure. So firstly, thank you so much for having me here. It's an absolute pleasure to be here at BIMTech and especially being part of the induction program today. And going back to my, start of my entrepreneurship journey, I would say that it started very early, right? In fact, I would say that it started in the last year of my engineering, when I was somehow bitten by this bug to do something on my own. And it was stemmed by the internet revolution back then. So though I did my engineering in instrumentation, somehow an internet business or the internet, caught my fancy. And I started to think about ideas, how I would create an internet business. Though of course, I think life had different plans and I got a placement offer. So I think those plans got derailed. But I think as they say that, dreams don't die.
Yeah.
So it came back after 20 years and then that's how Navrik Software was born.
Yeah.
And then we morphed from a tech company to a edtech plus a tech company. So today we have a edtech brand as well as a software company.
So from taking up from there, sir, I mean, edtech or using technology in businesses is becoming a boom. And considering the startup India and the startup ecosystem which we are developing in India, a lot of young people want to pursue entrepreneurship. So what would be the piece of advice if someone wants to take up entrepreneurship using technology as a facilitator? What key points? Because most of them have an idea, but they don't know how to take it up in the implementation part of it.
Right. So entrepreneurship in itself is, I would say, a very diverse and a wide topic.
Yeah.
Right. But to narrow it down and say, what exactly or what few things students must do, I would say that first is to build an entrepreneurship mindset.
Right.
Before you even think about getting into this, it is important to have the right tools and the framework. And it's about creating a mental model.
Yeah.
Because see, entrepreneurship at one time, maybe say 25, 30 years back, was more family business oriented, right? So you were actually born into an entrepreneurial family or a business family, as they would say. So those mental models were already built, right? But for a lot of the first generation entrepreneurs, my advice would be to first test your own mental models against the real world, and are you really prepared to take the plunge? Because entrepreneurship definitely is more unlearning than learning.
Yeah.
Right? So you have to unlearn a lot of things.
Yeah.
Right. So my advice would be that yes, while it is great, it is amazing, and it is something that I would really encourage people to try out. Right. Because that's the only way that economies such as India can reach their true potential. Only entrepreneurships are there who can think about new ideas and grow beyond the boundaries. But to get there, you need a mental model. Without that, it also comes a lot of risk.
Yeah, so it's all about mindset.
Yes.
That's what you are trying to say. So, another thing is, what were the pain points for you? What are the challenges you faced over the journey of say over 20 years, and how have you seen the transformation in the industry helping you to, whether it has helped you facilitate your business further, or what sort of challenges? I mean, in terms of technology and in terms of policy as well.
Sure. So if I see my journey, my 20 years tech career, I think that was fabulous. I got to work with some very amazing organizations, large brands, got to travel the world. So all of that, I think, kind of helped me when I started my entrepreneurship career,
right,
or my second innings, I would call it.
Yeah.
So that definitely helped a lot, right, in terms of understanding the global landscape. Right, because business is not any longer restricted to boundaries. So, but you have to understand, how do countries operate, how do businesses within geographies operate, what are the cultural nuances, all of that. So, I would say that a lot of my foundation building to where we are today as a tech company, thanks to my corporate experience.
So, thank you for answering that, sir. Apart from that, what technologies are you more fascinated about? We are witnessing the rise of robotic technologies, AI, Internet of Things, and so on. What sort of technologies are you fascinated about, and do you plan to integrate that in your company as well.
Yeah, right. See, definitely from a technology standpoint, everybody knows we're living in the era of AI now, and I think that's the flavor of the month, right? It's kind of the most talked about thing right now.
Yeah.
So definitely, I think that's a very exciting stage to be in. And what I'm excited to see is that how will organizations actually adopt these technologies, and whether they can actually fulfill their promise.
Right.
Because tech comes with its own hype, and it's the hype cycle. So definitely we're in the hype cycle, we're in the initial phase of the hype cycle in the AI world. So it'll be interesting to see whether AI is able to live up to its promise, because that'll be a 7 to 8 year or a 10-year journey to see that how does AI as a technology get embedded into an organization. And the way we see ourselves more as productivity experts, experts who can enable organizations achieve their potential from a productivity standpoint. Now, we are happy to implement, whether it is Gen AI, whether it is AI, whether it is RP, etc. At the core of what we want to do is deliver that value to an organization, that it can be more productive, it can save costs, it can be more efficient.
So taking it from there, sir, how democratized AI can be? I mean, is it something which is replicable for all the companies? Because we are a country which is dominated by MSMEs. So do you think MSMEs will be able to utilize AI in their operations and supply chain?
See, I would just like to add that when we say AI, it's a very broad term. But let me just put a subset to it that Gen AI is what we are seeing today, right? Okay. And that is really, it is born democratic, because it is born for the individual user, it was born for the citizen, right? So it is available, it can be used. Now only area where MSMEs will need to work on is to see how it can integrate into their process. Now that's not always going to be easy, because that's going to require a lot of unlearning. Because MSMEs are doing things for the past 40-50 years the way they've been trained to do. So if an accountant does a certain way, there's no way that he's going to use Gen AI tomorrow to start tallying his balance sheet or do a recon, etc. How do you integrate that entire technology is a function of change management, it's a function of user training and all of those aspects. Once you get that right, then of course adoption will go to another level.
So what about the investment part? I mean, what sort of investment are we looking forward to if we want to integrate AI as a systemic integration?
Yeah, that's a wonderful question, and I think in all the buzz around AI, people forget to ask, how much does it really cost?
Right, obviously.
And I think the jury's out there on really how much is it costing, because every time a new player comes in, the new player comes in with a freemium option. Right. So the belief tends to be that it comes at no cost. But in actual fact, there is a cost, and it can be a substantial cost. Why? Because in the back end, you have these expensive GPUs and servers running, whose cost needs to be catered for. And so today we probably are not seeing that cost, as a I would say impact item, but we will see it in the future. That definitely happens.
Sure. So last question for you, sir. What piece of advice would you give up to our students who might be looking for entrepreneurship in the future?
I would say embrace it, but create the right mental model before you jump in.
Right. Thank you so much, sir. That was it from our side. Thank you so much, Mr.
Pleasure.
Thank you.
Pleasure.